Hi, fellow traders. What's happening? Man, this was a crazy fun day for me this morning. A whole lot of fun, but oftentimes fun doesn't equate to making money. So that's kind of what happened this morning. But I felt like Ross Cameron this morning, and you'll see what I mean, when we look at the trades. But I felt the ghost of Ross in me this morning. It was wild. But before we get into the recap, I want to share with you this one thing: the cost of free. Guys, I know it's good, and we like to have free stuff and all of that. I know. I've been there. I was part of the free brigade, but I made a mistake in not um, valuing what I was getting for free. Because a lot of times when we get it for free, it doesn't mean much to us. We get something and we don't treat it the same as something that we pay for. And that makes a big difference. Guys, it makes a really, really big difference in um, what we get out of it. So, and take for instance my Thinkorswim platform. All right, I got it because it was free. I opened up a TD Ameritrade account just because I wanted to get free charting, free level two, because everywhere else I had to pay for it. I didn't want to pay. I didn't want to pay for DOS. The whatever SureTrader was charging at the time. I didn't want to pay for that. I didn't want to pay for uh I can't think of the charting software that a lot of people use now. I didn't want to pay for I didn't want to pay for anything. But when I got it, I didn't respect it. Okay, I did not respect it, and therefore I didn't use it to the best of its ability. And there was a lot of things. Finviz, I was using the free version of it, but I didn't value it. Okay, I didn't. But then again, there was a lot of things I was trying to do for free that I had to pay for. That it was the smartest thing to do was to pay for, like scanners. I tried to make the scanners work on Thinkorswim since it had a scan, but it did not give me everything I needed to be successful. And so that was something that I had to invest in. I tried to learn for free. It just didn't work. I didn't respect it. I didn't take what I needed to take out of it. But when you drop your dime on something, when you're spending your hard-earned money, it changes. And you know, even though we're getting stuff for free, and the point I want to make is free is not bad unless we don't respect it the way it should be respected. Even though we get something for free, we need to take full advantage of it. We need to maximize that potential. Okay, like with me and the Thinkorswim platform, once I realized it, I'm like, look, I'm getting this powerful thing for free. I need to maximize how I use it. I need to get everything I can out of it. Just because it's free, this thing was really powerful. Now the execution and day trade suck, but that's a whole nother thing. I didn't use it to trade. But for the charting and level two and doing my analysis, it was perfect. So just remember and think about the cost of free, when you're going after these things that aren't going to cost you anything. Somehow you need to flip it and say, hey, this may be free, but I value it. And I'm going to value it just as if I paid for it. And you're going to see a big difference in, how you approach things that you kind of get for free. All right, so the SPY today, we closed back below the 20. I mean, we were up. It looks like we were pushing up, and then tech started selling off. The market started selling off, and right now we are sitting on the 5. So who knows what this is going to do tomorrow? Oh, I lost my mouse. All right, who knows what this is going to do? Now, we sat here yesterday, but we were right on the 20. Today, we lost it, and we're sitting, right here on the 5 day again. So, tomorrow we're just going to have to wait and see where it puts us. We took some profit on our swings today. Now, I'm going to do the swing recap tomorrow because I'm going to announce the changes that I'm making in our swing program. I'm adding a lot of stuff. Um, I'm adding a private Twitter feed so that I'll be able to tweet out the stuff that we're doing with swings. I'm gonna do more scans. I'm gonna do scans every night. Gonna email those out to you with the ideas and all that stuff. It's gonna be a full thing. I'll go over all of that tomorrow. So tomorrow's recap is just gonna be focused on the swing trades that I locked in today. We're still in them, but if the market rolls over, worst case scenario, we get out at break even on the rest. We've locked in some profit and we can roll into next week. But look out for that tomorrow. I almost forgot about that. But look out for it tomorrow. I'm not adding anything for people to buy. You members, I told you, I made you a promise. Any and everything that I add is going to be free. So the whole point of me doing the free speech was for this particular thing because just because you're not paying for it, I want you to value it. That was the whole point. You see how my mind just went? Completely forgot about that. But I want you guys to value it. So it's like I said, it's not something new. It's all part of everything. When you sign up for the community, you get everything. Whether you want it or not, you get it. It's up to you whether you use it. So, but it's gonna be enhanced. It's gonna be more focused, and hopefully you guys are gonna enjoy it. So we'll look tomorrow to see if this is gonna hold up and keep us in our swings. All right. So here's the fun part. All right. I was I was a trading fool this morning. This really isn't the main trade. I'm gonna do that one last. But here on DraftKings, we had a nice breakout. After the first trade, it kind of had me shook a little bit. So I got in a little bit early before we broke the 5 minute opening range high. But I got in. We made a run up to my first target, and then it came all the way back down and stopped me out. And then here we ran back up, and now waited for this candle to open, and this was solid green, and we were pushing up, so I bought. I know I shouldn't have bought here because if you were in the class today when I was talking about the 60-minute chart, I explained to you what I saw on the 60-minute chart, and that linear regression line was right there, and that's why we took profit where we took, well, this one, yeah, where we took profit right here. So why I kept trying to force the issue when the linear regression line was right here, I kept buying into it like a dumbass, and I just kept buying it. And here I bailed out early. I got frustrated and I just took it off. And as soon as I did that, the damn thing ran back up. All right, because this opened and it started red, And so I'm like, oh, it's coming back in. And I took it off. I didn't wait for the technicals to hit. I didn't do anything. I was like, I don't want to lose any more of my money. I don't want to lose any money. So I got out and this thing ripped back up. So of course I got pissed and I bought again. Here, I mean, no reason to buy here. Why the hell would I buy here? We didn't make a new high, nothing. But I bought here again the second time. And so I'm like, psh, I'm done. I quit. I stopped. That was it. Because I knew at that point I was not going to do right. I ended up getting stopped out here. But I knew I was just not going to do right. And so I just had to walk away at that point. But, this was a lot of fun, but the real fun came on Roku because you guys know I like to trade the opening 5 minute opening range breakout breakdown. I like to wait for the first 5 minute candle to print and then I get in. Well, Roku broke the high here and I was a little late getting in. I should have got in just over 170. I was a little late getting in, but I got in. It was like a minute and a half into the session and this thing ran up, hit my first target, almost got to my second target, and then came back in and stopped me out on the same candle. So, my adrenaline was pumping. I was kind of going crazy a little bit. And that's what got me in DraftKings when it did. You know, that's when I got in here, after I got out. I mean, I was out of control, out of control. So I had to chill out and just shut down on that day. But my day wasn't over. I was done in this account. I'm not just, I could see myself having another $1,000 loss day trying to do stuff. I just wasn't there. So we shut it down for the day, and I'm sitting here fooling around with stuff, and I hear about this IPO that opened up, Snow, and the name caught my attention, and so I was like, what are they trading? Cocaine? What's going on? So I looked, and I was like, wow, this thing has run up. So I traded it. I knew you guys probably thought I was kidding when I said it's time to buy. It's pulled back to the opening price. It's time to buy. Um, but that's what I was looking for. I traded this. I don't trade IPOs. This is like the third or fourth one I've ever traded in all the years I've been trading. But when I do, I typically trade it like breaking news because I don't have an IPO strategy. So with breaking news, you let, because we're retail traders and I don't care what kind of news system we buy or we subscribe to, we're not going to get the news when the big guys get it. We're going to get it after the stock has kind of made its move. So every now and then the stock gets a delayed move and we're able to catch it, but for the most part we can't. So on breaking news, I let the stock make its initial move, and then if it's broken out, I let it pull back in base, or if it sells off, I let it bounce and get me a ceiling so that I can trade it. So this one came back to the opening price or the low of after the open, and so that's where I was looking to buy it. And it did pull down real quick, but then it turned around and it started coming back. It's really volatile. These are really scary stocks, but it's exciting. It's the kind that gets your blood pumping. And when that happens, I tend to make a whole lot of mistakes. But I had gone through all of that crap this morning, so I kind of kept a cool head. And I was saying The first target was 255. That's what we were looking for. And, eventually it hit 255. And then 265 was my target. This thing, I don't think I put in 256. I mean 266. I'm pretty sure I didn't. I'm sure I had 265, but it failed at 256. And, we just sat there and watched this forever. And we didn't think it was going to make it. We didn't think it was going to make it. And then wham, it finally hit. And we got it. And I had to break out my center point. I was not going to trade it in a smaller account because I knew that I was going to have to give this a little bit of room, and I just couldn't do it. But it's crazy because I had to actually install I had to reinstall the DOS platform for Centerpoint so that I could log on because it was just on my laptop. But I mean, it's this is not something that's normal. This is kind of out of the norm for me, and this kind of goes to show you what kind of day I had, what kind of mindset I woke up with. I mean, I don't know who was in me today, but the worst thing that could have happened was for this to work out. Because what happens now? What's going to happen now? I'm going to start looking for IPOs, and this is not my game. So, no matter how good this trade was, I'm not going to go back and do it because I feel like I was just fortunate. I used a breaking news strategy on an IPO, and we all know how dangerous these things can be. But it just so happens it worked out. I'm not gonna pretend anything. That's just I'm just very fortunate. I just hope that I could keep my mind focused on what I'm doing. So we got 63, 49, 37 off of trading 300 shares. Not bad. Not bad trading 300 shares. But, everything, I guess everything happens for a reason. And this worked out great. But don't look for me to do this much anymore. This is not what I do. Like I said, the worst thing could have happened to me was it work out as good as it did, and now I'm gonna have to fight that. Looking for the next big IPO or waiting for it to come out. There are people that trade these, but I'm not one of them. All right, so that was my day. That wraps it up. So you guys, don't forget if you're interested in the swing trading, and I'll remind you guys in chat that I'm gonna do the recap video, and I'll recap the swing trades. Um, I'll recap the swing trades from today. I took profit on NXPI and Z, and we'll kind of go from there. So you guys have a great rest of the evening, a great night, and I will catch you in the morning.